Hello everyone and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. Today we are talking about the lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces occurring on the 17th or perhaps the 18th of September 2024, depending on where you live. We're going to look at the energy around this eclipse, and we're also going to pull some cards for your signs. So make sure you do watch your sun, moon, and rising signs for the big picture. And if you find that you enjoy this content, and if you enjoy my channel, please hit the like button on this video. It does help it get seen, so I thank you in advance. And of course, if you subscribe, then you will see my content going forward without having to look for it too hard. So this particular lunar eclipse, it's a super moon, it's a full moon, and this is in the sign of Pisces at 25 degrees. So this eclipses in general do bring about an astrological wild card, bringing in fated events. And full moon eclipse can bring about endings. We're closing out a chapter, we're opening up a new one. And this is the first eclipse in the Pisces Virgo axis. So we're going to see this play out over the next couple of years. There will be a couple other different eclipses in other signs in between, but this one is significant. Pisces is endings, right? Pisces is the 12th house energy. Pisces also can be a little bit chaotic, ruled by Neptune. Pisces, highly spiritual, very intuitive energy, very creative, very not so much passionate necessarily, but creative, right? Very, it's like we really do want to tap into our emotions when Pisces is at play. Virgo, on the other hand, is very ordered, very practical, very down to earth, wants to create order, Virgo, out of chaos, Pisces. So this can be a time when we really do need to look at the balance in our lives, the balance between our physical world, Virgo, the things we do day to day, Virgo, and our dream state, our spiritual selves, our emotional body, our relationships, right, with ourselves, with other people, with the world around us, right? And that's Pisces energy coming in there. So how do we find the balance? That's what we're going to be tasked with over the next couple of years. But this can bring about full moons in general are about a completion of a cycle, and eclipses, we're eclipsing something out of our lives in order to eclipse something in, right? We're cleaning the path and we're making the way forward. So eclipses are very important as far as astrology goes, because they do bring change. And it quite often is really kind of getting things out in the open and dealing with things that have been kind of stagnant for quite some time, right? And, there's always something in our lives where we know we're stuck, or we know we're in a situation that's really not allowing us growth or the happiness that we want. And so something's got to shift. So some people will be having major spiritual shifts at this time. Some of you will be having major epiphanies at this time. It's like, whoa, I didn't see that before. Holy moly. Eclipses can also bring things out of the darkness into the light. We do also have, at this time of this eclipse, we have Uranus retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So this can bring about shakeups in our financial situation, in how we find our resources. This is also kind of breaking us free from old patterns and behaviors, right? So we can get a lot of surprises and some unpredictability with Uranus and Taurus, but it is a perfect time for us to cleanse and purge all toxicity for the rest of 2024. Pluto is also retrograde, has been for quite some time now, but it's just dipped back into the sign of Capricorn for the very last time in our lives. So with this energy, this is about reflecting on where we've been, what we've experienced, especially over the last, since about 2008 or so, and we're preparing for the new age, right? Some of you could get second chances, or maybe it's a major closing out of something here. So, with all of this stuff going on, it's really setting us up for freedom, to find a better way for tomorrow. So, some of you could have some big surprises coming in. Some of you are just finding that a door is opening in here as well. We do also have a conjunction with Saturn at the time of this eclipse. And of course, Saturn is very karmic in its energy. So there is a karmic element to this lunar eclipse. So Saturn is, of course, very much known as, the planet that teaches us something, right? And Saturn is, of course, the ruler of Capricorn. So this is where Pluto is right now, right? So big reflective energy. So you might find freedom from restriction at this time. Something could be really opening up for you. Saturn ultimately does not deny us anything, but Saturn does delay things to make sure that we're ready for the responsibility of something, right? And so it's usually very much to our benefit, even though it doesn't feel that way to us. So with this conjunction to Saturn, this could potentially be something very positive that is happening for you guys. So let's hope so. We can actually look back. Full moons, of course, we do reflect, and eclipses is where we do kind of look back a little bit. And there are retrogrades going on. Two of the slowest moving, very outer planets, Uranus and Pluto, are both retrograde, right? So it's a big time of reflection and lots of changes going on. But if we look back to the last two lunar eclipses in Pisces that occurred around this degree that we're having it at this year. There's been other eclipses in between, but we're talking about these two specifically. They both happened at 24 degrees Pisces. This one is at 25, so very similar. One was September 16th, 2016. So look back to the last few months of 2016, what was going on. The one before that was 1997, also September 16th, and also at 24 degrees. So again, look back to that. When I look back, I know exactly what was going on, right? One of them was in 1997 was a big career change for me. It was great. 2016, everything blew up, right? September, October 2016, career, relationships, you name it. And man, oh man, was that some karmic cycle energy that was there. So very disruptive, but it was also by my own hand for part of it. So, but it freed me up for the future. Challenging to deal with, yes. Painful, yes. But ultimately very rewarding. So if you look back to those two dates, then this could give you a clue as to what was going on. So having said all of that, for some things, we're in the hands of fate. And for some things, you may be pulling the rug out of something or welcoming something brand new into your life. So if you are watching this full video, check out all of your timestamps down below. And if you are watching just the individual videos, because I did break them up for this time, then we'll get right into your cards right now. But have a great eclipse, and I'll see you guys next time. And for you here, Libra, this eclipse is happening in your 7th house of relationships. So relationships with all kinds of people, romantic, friendship, business partnerships, and relationships of all kinds are highlighted for you now. So someone could be revealing something to you. You could have some changes going on in some relationships. And yes, dare I say it, there could be some breakups. All right. Now, chances are, for some of you, if there is a potential breakup, you likely already know. And even if you don't necessarily recognize it in your conscious mind, somewhere in your subconscious, your intuition has already told you. Now, if it's your decision, it doesn't always make it any easier, does it? Right? It's still challenging. It's still difficult. But if that is you, trust that there is a better tomorrow on the horizon. Some of you could be opening the door, opening the path for new business partnerships. There could be contracts that are getting signed at this time. So, some of you could be all of a sudden getting married. Okay. You could also potentially be getting divorced on the same level there as well. But the 7th house is a focus on equality and sharing within relationships of all kinds. So we could be cleansing and purging. Could be starting a new relationship there. Part of the energy that's coming in here, if you're single, maybe you've been hurt in relationships before, right? And if you're single and maybe not necessarily even looking for love, but this can be where there is something that has been blocking or restricting or holding you back in some way in opening your heart towards the possibility of love, and that can be what's highlighted for you at this time. It can also be a little bit of an opposition energy here as well, because with Virgo, with the sun in Virgo, this can be where we're a little bit at odds with what we want and what someone else wants, right? And the key is finding compromise and working together. This can also represent, because the sun is in Virgo, and this can represent that, if do you have time for other people in your life? Have you made time for friendships? Are you nurturing friendships or neglecting friendships, right? Are you ready for love if you want love, right? Have you made time in your life for it? Are you going out and meeting new people, right? So we are encouraged to look at our daily habits, our daily patterns and routines, right? And make sure that we're living a balanced lifestyle. So people-y in your eclipse energy here for you guys. We have power. Power. So you are being encouraged to embrace your personal power, take your power back, or recognize that you have the power to make change. If you are in a relationship and you feel stuck, and maybe it's not healthy for you anymore, embrace your power. You have the power to try and fix it. You have the power to walk away. But know that you're not necessarily turning your back on something. You're not abandoning something. You're walking towards a better tomorrow. And sometimes that requires leaving something behind in the past. We can also be cleansing and purging, of course, at this time as well. And what does that do? Brings us back into alignment with our personal power. But power is a funny little thing, right? And this is a very interesting oracle deck that I'm using here. It's actually the Time Traveler's Oracle. So basically what it's doing is it's bringing us back in time for lessons, for messages, right, from yesteryear. And with the Power card, this speaks to the dinosaurs, right? They were powerful, seemingly invincible. But remember that even though we may sometimes be dealing with a formidable energy or a formidable opponent, right? There's always a way around them. There's always a way forward. There's always a way to break away, right? This is a reminder that just because someone is powerful doesn't necessarily mean that they're out to get us, right? So when we think of the energy of power, especially as it relates back to the dinosaurs, they were wiped out because something more powerful than them came along, right? And so, with this energy, wield power with caution, right? Because power has the ability to change, has the ability to improve, make decisions, but power also has the energy, just like anything else, to harm. So are we going to embrace our personal power to help or to heal? Or to harm, right? So think about the energy of power. Pluto, by the way, Pluto retrograde at the moment in Capricorn, right? It's like a now or never kind of energy. Something here is being revisited. Something here is being reflected upon or looked at. And Pluto brings us back into alignment with our personal power. So have you given it away? Have you allowed someone to squash you in some way and to hold power and control over you? Is it time to wipe it out? Right? So think about that energy of power and what that means to you. We have the wolf moon here with hunger, something you want. Interestingly enough, this is card 29, whereas Pluto, power, 29th degree of Capricorn. So there's something here that has been a little bit back and forth, perhaps. There's something here that may come up again, right? Because this is where things do come up again. Or there's something here that you are reflecting on and you're like, I know I need to do this thing. I know I need to make change. I know I need to make a decision. I know it's like this critical point. in our life, in our relationship, wherever that happens to be, we've got to do something, right? Instead of sitting back. So a big turning point. Now the hunger energy here is a full moon energy. That's what we've got right now. And with the hunger, what are you hungry for? Now the hunger energy could represent that in an aspect of your life that you are not fulfilled, right? Just think about if you have dinner and it didn't quite hit the spot or it wasn't enough and you're still hungry. So are you in a situation where you're still longing for something? You're still hungering for something because you're not getting what you need? Or is there something you really want? You're hungry for something. You are desiring something in the biggest way. You got a craving for something, right? This is an energy of stepping into your power and following a passion, a goal, following a dream, following a better tomorrow. But ultimately, we may need to tie up loose ends, and we might need to leave something behind to find that path for that better tomorrow. Feed the hunger, though. We have the King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Power. Wow. That's big energy here for you guys. The Emperor energy is what we'll start with because that's the biggest overarching energy here. The Emperor is the area that this Piscean eclipse is really highlighting because it's at the 25th degree. And when we talk about degree astrology, right, we've got degrees 1 through 12, right? We've got 12 signs of the zodiac. 1 is Aries, 12 is Pisces, okay? So when we have the 25th degree, right, we've gone through the zodiac signs twice, and now we're starting again. So the 25th is the first house, which is Aries energy. Taking your power, taking authority, taking charge, taking control, taking the lead. This is where we initiate something, we take action. First, we figure out a plan, we figure out how we're going to do it, or we figure out what we're going to say, or we figure out what we want, and then we spring to life. The Emperor does speak to someone being in a position of authority. Have you given away your power? Have you allowed someone to take over your life, right? Is it time to reclaim your authority? Leadership energy here and initiating action right here. We do have the King of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, and as far as relationship energy is concerned, okay, the King of Cups, love and romance. The Ace of Pentacles, a gift. So a surprise engagement, surprise marriage, surprise commitment, possibly here. The Ace of Pentacles certainly brings about new beginnings. It can also bring the next stage of something. And the Ace of Pentacles can be very much a little bit of luck. All the aces are new beginnings, okay, or their next stage, right? But they're gifts from the universe or they're gifts from another. The Ace of Pentacles is something that you've manifested. So for some of you here, you have something very wonderful that you have manifested into existence. It could be a new person. It could be a new sense of self, right? Taking back your personal power. It could be that you, because we do have the Emperor card, and the Emperor can be someone who is wise, they're strategic, they're standing on their own, but it can be as a person, someone who has been divorced, right? And it could be embracing your personal power, taking the lead to forge the next path of life on your own. This can be where we resolve money issues, potentially with another person as well. The King of Cups can be your energy. You're listening to your heart. You're listening to what your intuition has to tell you. It's bringing you a gift of information and a gift of an opportunity to make some change, whatever that looks like. Welcoming new people into your heart here as well, right? The King of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles with the Emperor card can certainly be a new romantic interest, right? Or someone that you already know, where that interest can take a turn for the better. But whatever it is, there's a gift in store for you. Now, something could be coming to fruition right now, possibly a second chance for some of you as well. But this is also the energy that is being activated as we are transforming, as we are clearing the path, as we are looking into the future. The future is very, very bright here, filled with happiness and joy, spiritual insights, your ability to really do what you want to do what you're passionate about, follow your dreams, whatever it happens to be for you. But there's some new energy that is coming in here. So really embrace that. A little bit of luck on your side as well. Right place, right time. And, eclipses do bring about fated events. So there could be something that's just written in the stars for you. The wheels are already in motion for you. So go with the flow. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. If there was, and if you enjoyed your reading, please like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Even just whacking that like button will help my video get seen. So I truly do appreciate that. That algorithm can be quite the fickle little folly there to crack. So I truly do appreciate your input. Just takes a second for you and it's free. But I thank you for watching. I do wish you all the best of luck in this eclipse. And know that even if there's breakups, okay, there's also a huge healing element that comes in with this energy as well. All right. So I thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.